Hello again. So, I thought that I would go ahead and try another one of these Legacy Cube sealed events out. They're only going to be doing this until Saturday, so I kind of want to get as many of these in as possible. And I also find them a lot of fun. So, despite how poorly I did last time, and look at me talking like any of you watched the other one, or any of you even exist, I'm not just talking to myself, just screaming into the void. But despite how poorly that went, I still want to go ahead and try some more of these. If only these would show up. Well, maybe... Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back. It just loaded now. I suppose it was just taking a while because the client just started up, and the client's notoriously not very good. So, gonna go ahead and jump in on this, and cool. Let's see what my pool has to offer me. Okay, being a little slow today, but ooh, Ugin and an Ulamog. Okay, now let's be a little bit more diligent than last time at looking at the lands and making intelligent decisions based off of them. Shadow Point's good. Anyway, so let's line these out. Got one of those jewels. That's pretty nice. Here's a fetch. Do like that. And yeah, so here there's a good bit more overlap than the last time. And we can try to see what this can do for us. So the lands with actual dual land types are the Badlands and the Blood Crypt. So black, red, both very possible. The Godless Shrine shows the plains and a swamp. Yeah, and that's about it. So we have these two swamp mountains and a plain swamp. Verdant Catacombs and Misty Rainforests both search up things. Interestingly, the Verdant Catacombs hits all three of these lands. So if I were to be in these colors, for example, Verdant Catacombs would be a fine fetch to play. Or if I were to be in some subset of these colors in green, also fine. Yeah. Okay. So, let's see what this pool has to offer us. I mean, so you can just look by the counts, or by how far down the pile goes, what your deepest colors are. Sometimes there's some... some very, like, stark differences between them. I think, like, statistically that's not unlikely, or not likely, but it does exist. So I really like basically all of these dual colored cards, so being in any of these would be pretty nice. Since green is the deepest, but only by 2, I can try and look at what I can do with that. In terms of ramp, Coalition Relic and Mind Stone are both quite nice. And kind of playing ramp generally is fine in terms of artifacts, because, and Coalition Relic in particular fixes you as well as ramps you, but just being able to play strong spells sooner is really strong when you have very, very strong spells. So I'm going to look at green here, since we have these green black, green blue, green red, yeah. And yeah, okay, let's start by career mana cost and see what green looks like. Arbor Elf, Iraga Tree Speaker is actually one of the best mana dorks ramping creatures you can ask for. Farseek is fine if you're playing not mono green, which it would probably be very difficult to play mono green, Rafellis is excellent ramp if you want to get something giant like Ulamog, which is very, doable with enough ramp. Master of the Wild Hunt and Harmonize, Garruk Wildspeaker is actually the Garruk I like the most, I believe. Then Yavimaya Elder is excellent, Walrus is pretty great. Avenger of Zendikar and Terastodon are both really good things to ramp into. And then Vengevine is kind of just aggressive. Wickerboro Elder could be good. And if I'm playing green, Kitchen Finks seems fine. I don't know if Ugin's really... Ugin's strong. And Primal Command... So, it can answer any non-creature permanent. Or it can tutor a creature card up and, tempo play. By putting a non-creature permanent on top of its owner's library, it's not only a tempo play, it's card advantage. This basically pays for this card because they're down a card, and you've consumed this card, but then you also get some additional value out of it. The command's really nice for being able to do that. You want to try and keep in mind, I guess, card advantage. I'm talking like I know what I'm doing, but really, I don't think that's very accurate. Anyway, green kind of exists in combination with red and black. In this, if I were to go red, black, green, I would have quite a bit of things. So if I took out the things that weren't really red, black, green, Misty Rainforest can search up these red, black lands, or wait, the Misty Rainforest can't actually search up anything but a forest. My bad. It's the Verdant Catacombs that can search up the red, black lands or forests, and I don't need the Sulphur Falls or the Sheevan Reef. But 5 fixing is great for 3 colors. You can totally do that. So Banefire, pretty great. Stoke of Vengeance, pretty good if you have creatures. Beetleback Chief puts a bunch of creatures down. If I want that, Ashclef Phoenix is pretty strong. Sneak Attack, I don't actually know if that's that strong. It doesn't have haste. It's kind of sad. I don't know. I kind of expect my Phoenixes to be stronger. But Sneak Attack is pretty good with big things, and I'm running big things. Pretty big things. So Ulamog, for instance, only gives you the benefit of destroying a permanent when you cast it, but it's still an indestructible 10/10 with Annihilator 4. Of course, you do have to, sacrifice it at the end of turn? Yeah, so you sacrifice it and it gets shuffled back into your library, but it still has Annihilator 4, so you just play it, hit them for 10, I guess they chump, and you destroy 4 of the permanents. That's pretty excellent. I don't think I need to convince any of you that cheating out Ulamog is great, but all of these have great enter the battlefield abilities, and if you can sneak attack out an Avenger and put a land into play the same turn, then you get for each land you control, you get a bunch of 2/1s, 1/2s, which is fine. They can kill your opponent next turn even. So, already at 19 cards, and it doesn't look too bad. So the black, Sorin Markov, I don't know how I feel about this Sorin. Planeswalkers are all just strong, but he costs 6 mana. If I'm ramping, maybe that's not a problem, but the fact that it's triple black is kind of a problem if you're going to be playing 3 colors. So, if we're looking at something dissimilar from that, Theomancer is efficient and just puts out snakes. You can just use them to block or to attack or whatever, and you'll get more of them. The Painseer can be quite good. Against creature light decks, Painseer is often going to be able to just get in. Captivating Vampire, I really can't imagine going off the Captivating Vampire, otherwise it's just a 3-mana 2/2. Diabolic Servitude gets you a creature to the battlefield and when that creature dies, you get to return Diabolic Servitude to your hand. So it's kind of nice. Damnation is great. I feel like board wipes are always just good, despite the fact that I'm trying to play a lot of creatures here. I just feel like you always want more Damnations. And so I'm already at 23. We have some other things to consider. Magma Jet. If I'm trying to be aggressive, Vengevine's fine. Maybe not Harmonize, though, like, card draw in green is so good. I mean, you're paying 4 mana for it, and there's no way to pay, like, less for it. And you could ramp into it. That's fine. And, I don't know, the 4-drops are pretty stacked. But we have Farseek, Wall of Roots, Raphelos, and Mindstone, all to skip our 3-drops. We can play Coalition Relics on turn 2 if we have Arbor Elf or Drago Speaker. But actually, G-Sphere doesn't tap for anything unless you level it up. But you only need to level it up once to make it tap for 2 green, which is, like, pretty great. Besides that, I'm not actually playing any of these dual things, dual color spells, even though I said they were strong and I was interested in playing them. Flamesome Kavu is pretty good too, as just a thing that comes down and kills another thing. It's like an Necrotal, but bigger. And I'm trying to be aggressive, I think. So, maybe do take out the Harmonize. And that's gotta be wrong. And maybe the Sneak Attack's silly? No. And the Sneak Attack can, like, sneak any of these 3 guys out, and they're fine. I don't know, I've already had 25 cards, so I don't need to find more things to bring in. But it's kinda nice to have these things. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, let's not worry about adding more spells. I mean, Nightfell Spectre, I guess, is another card I could play, but it is triple black, and I did just say I wouldn't play Sorin for that reason. Though it's like 3 instead of 6, but if it's triple black, then you're not likely to play it on turn 3. So yeah, I think pass on that, and with the Nightfell Spectre, I could play the Sulphur Falls and Shivan Reefs instead of 2 mountains, and then they would act as, the black sources for Nightfell Spectre. Otherwise, they're just mountains and I'm not losing much. Also, if I do add the Shivan Reef and Sulphur Falls, why am I not playing Ralzeric? Ralzeric is awesome. Man, this is the problem with Cube. With Sealed in particular, like, with Draft, I can, like, kind of see what kind of deck I'm trying to build, and, like, kind of blind myself to everything that doesn't really fit that. I mean, I guess that's not a great draft strategy, like, early on, because you want to stay open, but I'm also not great at draft. But this, this sealed format results in a lot of, like, I'll take revenge, find out. It results in a lot of, just, like, options from your pool, and really, like, discerning what options result in the best deck, I feel like is really, really tough. And I certainly don't do the best job of it. So, yeah, if any of you have opinions on what I should be doing here, what I should have done, I guess, at this point in time, there's no need to go back. I can still make any changes, but you can't really communicate to me now. So, what I should have done by the time you were leaving a message, do feel free to leave a comment. I would really like to get better at, well, most things, but let's say Legacy Cube, for starters. So, let's cut another card and go ahead and add the lands, because I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot out of fiddling around with this too much more. I'm just really not sure what this needs. Maybe the Damnation is silly. And yeah. Okay, let's add these Basic lands 2/2/1. And 7. Okay, wait. I don't know what was up with that. I think I want earlier mountains? What does that give me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red sources. Seems fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green sources, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black sources. Okay. I'm not running too much black. Do I want earlier red? I don't know. I think this is fine to submit, considering I have 15 seconds left. If you'll notice, this is what happened last time too. I just can't seem to decide on anything without being forced by the clock to make a decision. Regardless, let's see how we do in round 1, or the first game of round 1. There's only one round. I lost the die roll already. This does not bode well. Also this similarly does not bode well. I think keeping a one-lander is pretty bad. I've done it before and have regularly been punished. I have an 8-drop here. Gotta mulligan this. Okay, so here I actually have a 1-drop and a 2-drop, or a level this up drop. And a 2-drop. Right, so this is a keep. So I can do this on turn 1, level it up on turn 2, spend the 2 mana to play a Farseek or a Wall of Roots. Great. Let's go 1-drop Raga Treespeaker. Looks like my opponent is playing blue-black. Rather fond of that color pair. But I'm not playing it, much to my chagrin. So, let's put down a Badlands and level this guy up. Now they tap for double green, and I can play a Farseek to get a swamp, I think. Okay. Swamp. Oh, wait. Oh, it doesn't ask for basic land types. Okay, I should have totally gotten the Blood Crypt. My bad. Okay, but I do have 2 of every color type, and they're casting Impulse. How lucky of them. I basically drew a land too, or drew a card too. That card happened to be a land, and that land happened to have ended up on the battlefield rather than my hand. But lands on the battlefield are usually better than the lands in your hand, so I'm going to count that as a win. Of course, that Impulse let him look at the top of his library and set up his draws better. But that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so I have 6 mana right now. I will do stuff with that mana. Primarily, I'll put down a Wall of Roots, and oh, fuck it, I'll level this up, and level this up again, and then it's my turn. A Baleful Strix. Merfolk Looter. Okay, so if I can land the Terastodon, which I kind of suspect that I can, I feel like they're going to be in a lot of trouble, because I'm going to destroy their blue sources, and then they'll be left with the swamp. Okay, so 4 mana here, 6 here, this costs 8, 7, 8 if I play something on top, so I'll probably play the mountain. And let's go green, green. And just tap the rest for some stuff. Put a -1/-1 counter on it to get another green source. And they didn't have a Force of Will. So goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye. Yes, please. That did give them 9 power just now, which, you know, is strong. But I also have 9 power, so, you know. Yeah. Yep. Let's always yield to the Merfolk Looter. So I can Necrotol the Merfolk Looter. And animate dead Griselbrand. Okay. Well, that's too bad. When did they get Griselbrand into their graveyard? Oh no. Oh no. That's no good. Okay, so my plan was to lock them out with this Terracodon destroying their lands. But, you know, that didn't happen. Okay. Okay. That's fine. I'm okay with this. Okay, what happens if I attack with Terracodon? The Baleful Strix just chumps and trades. Battlefield. Okay. I can't bring it back. I can stoke the Baleful Strix and then attack with the Terracodon, and then I don't really know what happens. What I'm really sad about is the fact that Necrotol can't kill non-black creatures. So yeah, I'm gonna play the Blood Crypt tapped. And I guess I just play the Necrotol. But, like, I think this game is lost. Like, if you reanimate Griselbrand and your opponent doesn't have an answer, which is remarkably similar to this situation, yeah, there's not much you can do about it. Yeah, I think I just passed the turn here. Yep. Maybe I should have stoked the Baleful Strix or something. Or if I stoked first? No, I wouldn't be able to play the stoke and the thing. Yeah, okay, so he's drawing the cards now. Of course, why wouldn't you? I imagine he's gonna hit his 3rd land drop. Yeah. I don't think I have an answer to Griselbrand. So what if instead I had destroyed 3 of my lands, put in 3/3s, and then he would have reanimated Griselbrand, and I would have swung out, and he could have chumped my Terracodon with a Baleful Strix, and I guess I wouldn't have swung out with the Wall of Roots because it's a Defender, or the Drago Tree Sweeper because it's a 1 whatever. So it just would have been the Terracodon and the 3 elephants that could have played off of their mana the Necrotol. So I would have been able to cast the Necrotol if I had stoked first, because I just needed the 2nd red source. No blockers. And so maybe that would have been lethal. I mean, that would have been 9 power coming at him, and he would have had 2 blockers. 18 power coming at him, and he would have had 2 blockers. One of them would have gained him life, but he would have been forced to block with Griselbrand. Oh, the Merfolk Looter would have been tapped too. Yeah. Okay. Let's... I guess I'll just stoke the Baleful Strix. And he's probably fine trading the Terracodon for the 3 elephants, so I don't see any reason to do that. Or just fine, like, hitting me back with 3 elephants. Taking 9, gaining 6 next turn. Yeah. I think I should probably just scoop here. And I really thought that, like, depriving him of his mana was the better play. But maybe I should have thought through it some more. I just didn't notice that Griselbrand or the Sheoldred enter the graveyard. Does seem to have a pretty sweet reanimator deck. Like, Sheoldred and Griselbrand are great reanimation targets. Psychotog lets you discard cards. Baleful Strix is a fine thing to sack effects that might exist. Yeah, if I had held the Stoke, I could have Magma Jetted and whatnot. I don't know. Let's just attack them both. Let's see what he does. Okay, right, and then I Magma Jet that for that. If he has a counter, then sure. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Target, yeah, okay, both of these are good. I think I need the Primal Command first, so this, then this. Okay, looking good. Looking like I am only barely alive. Yeah, if he swings with the 2 elephants and the Griselbrand, then I actually have to chump with something. I block with the Wall of Roots. I think I have to chump with the Rugged Cheesespeaker. And becoming... Oh. What level was it? 3? I could have leveled it twice and it wouldn't have died to the elephant. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry that I'm making these mistakes. But I'm noticing them afterwards, which is when it counts, right? After it's too late? Okay. And it's fine. I get to stay alive a turn if he doesn't attack. Awesome. Okay. He's not really trying to kill me, he's just trying to draw more cards. Which, you know, is the point of the game. He only has 11 cards left in his library. I guess I'm at 2. There's not much I could be doing. So Primal Command. So I gain 7 life, put target non-creature permanent on top of its owner's library. If I put Griselbrand on top of its owner's library, leaves the battlefield, the creature's controller sacrifices it. So I could put Animate Dead on top of his library, but then he could just animate Griselbrand again. If I put Griselbrand on top of his library, then he has 6 mana. He could conceivably get up to 8. If I put Griselbrand on top and shuffle it, though he has 11 cards in his deck, he could draw into it. He's got the Phyrexian Arena. But that seems like the best-ish bet. Alternatively, having 7 more life would be kind of really nice. Okay, well, let's level this guy up. Let's not level this guy up just yet. I do need the mana first. So let's make a decision on this. And I think it's best that I... Oh, it has to be a non-creature permanent. Okay, in that case, I don't have much of a choice. Alright, non-creature permanent on top of his owner's library. That player shuffles his or her library. Yeah, it's gotta be the Animate Dead. Because I can't target Griselbrand. And you... Oh, okay, but I do stop them from milling themselves. If I do that. When Oolong enters the battlefield, no, it wouldn't. it wouldn't immediately. It immediately destroys a permanent if I have the. If I cast it from my hand, which it could do. Yeah, I don't think them milling themselves is actually a good enough strategy. So let's tap green green something something something. And he dissolved it. Of course he did. I mean, in that case, I think I lose to Griselbrand in the air, right? Okay, well, I suppose I just have to let him do it. There's not much else I can do. Could he counter Ulamog? Yeah, could have easily countered Ulamog. So, I guess Ulama wouldn't have saved me either if I had another land. That's too bad. What was under Ulamog? Yeah, Maya Elder, a Master of the Wild Hunt, Garruk, a Painseer, and a Bender. Yeah, none of these cards are particularly helpful. I mean, I don't think my deck has really many answers for Griselbrand besides, I guess, Ulamog, which just destroys it. Well, knowing what I know now, that he's like blue, blackish, control, reanimate, Wickerboro Elder looks pretty good. Yeah. Not all reanimate effects are like enchantments, but there are a couple. Harmonize seems fine. Just to draw me cards. Maybe the sneak attack is too cute. So creature removal, like Negertal's poop. Flame Tongue Kavu is also kind of poop. Like, he has the Chasm Skulker, which is not like great for me. But yeah, Stoke the Flames could go to his face. Maybe the sneak attack is still fine. I still have like big things to put into play. Vengevine maybe, if I want to just rush in there and eat his face. Or her. Yeah. That puts me up to 40. So, I guess that's fine. That seems fine. Yeah, okay. Let's go. Let's do this. There was one time where I built a really, really sweet reanimate deck. It wasn't even reanimate in general. Like, it was just recurring nightmare. There were a ton of super duper value creatures. Yes. And discard effects and recurring nightmare and a few other animate effects. And this looks fine. I think I can Farseek. So I'll keep on turn 2. And then maybe have oh. Okay, well maybe I should have played that first so that I had the had that without paying life. Okay, I'm gonna avoid paying life again so long as I can help it. And Farseek out of Badlands, which doesn't actually get me the Kitchen Finks on turn 3, but there's not much I can do about that. I can Stoke next turn if I'm so interested. What is this? Target non-creature permanent on top of his owner's library. So that can also just remove a land. Is he just gonna hold up? Nope. he's playing the Baleful Strix. Okay. So, yeah, I guess Kitchen Finks is fine for 1 green. It's got Persist, which is pretty sweet. And it'll give me some life, which is not super relevant, but I'll attack into his Baleful Strix and maybe they'll trade, and then I'll be able to hit him from 2. Garruk Wildspeaker. Cool. Yeah, let's attack first, and then see what happens. Okay, so they trade. Very well. That's fine. Primal Command. Maybe I save the Primal Command and just try and run Garruk out. It's possible he has a counter here, but it's also possible that's just fine. And considering... Oh, Impulse. Interesting. Is he looking for a counter? I don't think so. Maybe he just didn't have a 3-drop. I'm sure he has really powerful 4-drops. I kind of feel like a lot of spells are just really powerful 4-drops. But, like, just so many of the spells that I find very powerful are 4-drops. I can stoke him. That doesn't sound very good. I'm just gonna -3 to put a 3/3 down. If I can get a couple of 3/3s out of Garruk, that'll be great. No, 2 life. Huh. No. I would have to untap 2 lands because I needed the 2 red sources. I was gonna say, if I made the Beast, I might have still been able to stoke him because of Convoke. But no, I needed 2 red sources. So I could have untapped 2 lands, played the Blood Crypt. He's reanimating the Baleful Strix for value. He loses 1 life, but like that doesn't matter all that much. Yeah, okay. That's kind of silly. But I guess I can stoke the Baleful. Okay, sure. Returning Reanimate to his hand. Wait, he targeted Impulse? Okay. What is he digging for? Also, was he playing green last game? I think I may have just ignored that fact altogether. Arbor Elf. Okay. I think I forgot I played that guy too. So I can stoke him. It's for... Okay, so 2 leaves me with 2. So I can't stoke and Primal Command because I played the Arbor Elf. I don't think I want to exactly. But let's just stoke for now. Green or red, something. Attack. Okay. And so do I untap the lands and do nothing with them? I don't think so. Let's put another Beast out. Ta-da. Dude, he has half as many life points as me. I'm totally crushing him. That's the score, right? 12 to 24? Sakura Tribe Elder. Maybe he just has weird value creatures and no win conditions in his hand. Okay, so like... okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from Garruk. He's not 11. He's not yet 11. So, I mean, bouncing his Watery Grave or something. And searching my library for a creature card, putting it into my hand. That's like a 2-for-1, right? I get a card and he loses a card. Yeah, okay, whatever. Target player put target non-creature permanent on top of someone's library. That player shuffles his or her graveyard. Search your library for a creature card. Yeah, okay. So that one. Since this untaps forest, no, this untaps 2 lands. Sure, that doesn't really matter then. I'm gonna not kill Garruk this turn because he can't kill Garruk this turn. Okay, so I can play the Yavimaya Elder, get 2 lands to my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't have 5 mana. Rofellos, however, taps for 3. And that's enough to be super strong. Yeah, okay. I'm in. Sure. Let's untap 2 lands. Make these Forest and the Blood Crypt. Tap Rofellos, or tap 2 green for Rofellos. And then pass the turn, I guess. He's got this turn. Okay. Right. He was able to shuffle away the land from the top of his library. That's pretty cute. I didn't consider that. Also, he would be able to... No, he wouldn't be able to loot, because he wouldn't be able to loot his upkeep and loot it away if he didn't want it. That would have been fine too. But, yeah, I guess, I assume he's fairly ambivalent towards the land. Like, the land is fine, because he needs lands to play spells. And the non-lands are probably better because then he has spells to play against me. Okay, come on, tap out a blue. That would be nice. Animate Dead on Sundering Titan, destroying some lands of mine. So he destroys swamps, mountains, and forests. And he just has to destroy his own island. So I lose both my duels and a forest, and he loses an island. And I cannot play Ulamog anymore. Brutal. Brutal. Okay, Wickerburrow Elder. It handles. Right, okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, not 11. But that is fine because I get 2 through this. And tap that. If he counters it, which he did not, I get to, wait, cancel. When it enters the battlefield, choose one basic land time to destroy each of those. Okay, I guess destroy the Animate Dead. It doesn't really matter which I target, whichever one it is that dies. Okay. Okay. Well. Yeah, that's too bad. Oh, right. With the Garruk, I had 8. Anyway, really down to 1 mana. That kind of sucks. I'll attack. I'm not tapping this Arbor Elf to untap a forest. And then I'll make another dude. I mean, if I built up to 4 and just overrun him, I would probably win. Maybe that's what I should be trying to do. I don't know. I mean, I guess with 3 beasts out, I'm pretty comfortable. Like, just letting the beasts be the win condition if possible, and otherwise, trying to do the Garrick. And I guess I don't see an easy way for him to survive the next turn. But Maelstrom Pulse taking out all of the beasts would do it, or would do something. He needs to block with that Painseer. Not good enough. Okay. If I untap 2 target lands, I have to untap 2 target lands. Okay. So, yeah, I don't want my Garrick to die, exactly. So I'll untap this and that. Okay. And then I can hit him for something. If he blocks here, he dies. If he blocks here, he dies. So I just swing with everything, because he has to block the Wickerborough Elder. And loot, presumably. Maybe the animate died? No, he has reanimate as well. I was gonna say the reanimate is the only reanimation target. Reanimation spell. Anyway, I feel like I was talking about having a really sweet recurring nightmare deck at some point, and it was sweet. I had Consecrated Sphinx in there, which was just value for being out. But Yosei, the white dragon, is really, really good, because he's a 5/5 flyer that you can just cheat out, which is fine. He normally costs 6, but you can just cheat him out with Recurring Nightmare. But what's better is sacking him to get other things back, because when he dies, your opponents skip their untap step, and you get to tap down 5 permanents. And so just cycling that repeatedly completely locks them out of the game. It's kind of amazing. I never got to do that exactly, but I mean, that was kind of the dream, which I didn't get to live. But in addition, there are tons of other value creatures like Mana Wars or Frost Titans. I didn't actually have a Frost Titan. I think my deck was too good to be running Mana War. But, oh, the other one that works really well is the, oh man, what's it called? So this is fine as a keep, I think, because Farseek on turn 2 would let me play Raphelos or something I'm Farseeking for a forest keep. I could Farseek for like a Badlands or something, but I think I'd rather have the second green source in this with this hand. No. Okay, so no turn 1 play from him, and look, I have a red source already. Easy. So, oh wait, Farseek doesn't hit forests. That's the problem with Farseek. Okay, really, like, Farseek's just so much worse than Rampant Growth. Ah, okay, well I'm sad, because I really want to play the Yavimaya Elder next turn, or maybe the Raphelos. But I guess I'll just get the Blood Crypt, I guess, because, no, it's like I'm playing it for my hand. If all the non-forest lands in my deck were in my hand, I would play the Blood Crypt. Because I don't plan on using that mana this turn. And I don't need to pay 2 life for it. As opposed to drawing the Blood Crypt later and suddenly needing the mana that turn, wouldn't want to have to pay the 2 life then. Though he's not super aggressive, so life doesn't matter that much. Okay, so I can play the Wickerborough Elder. And then next turn remove that to destroy the Baleful Strix. And swing for 4. I think that's fine. He might have removal. He doesn't seem to have that much creature removal, which is kind of interesting. He has the Maelstrom Pulse, which hits any permanent. Yeah, I should just always yield to this trigger or activated ability. But yeah, Merfolk Looter is so good. I'm really sad that looters like aren't allowed to be this good, like today. Verdant Catacombs will get me a forest. Sure, I'll just sack it now so I don't forget. Okay. Right, so let's go ahead and just kill this. I assume he didn't like remember that his Baleful Strix was an artifact. Otherwise he would have attacked with it, I guess, because I can't block if it's dead. And then Banefire can't be countered by spells or abilities. So this might be a good win condition at some point. But yeah, actually awkwardly I can't play another spell this turn, so I guess I best pass the turn. That wasn't super mana efficient, but basically all the demands on my mana will be of he put the Hornet Queen in his graveyard by looting it there. That's also how he got some the Gristlebrand in there too. Let's hope he doesn't have Animate Dead. Okay, that's fine. That's just wonderful. Okay, luckily I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So I can Banefire for 5. Yeah. No, I can Primal Command to get rid of either one and then shuffle his graveyard into his library. I think that's gotta be it. Target non-creature permanent in the library. That player shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library. So that's the non-creature permanent, and you're the player. And then 3 more. And I didn't see a Force of Will from him. He's drawing 7 cards. He's going to sack Gristlebrand. Oh, interesting. Right, he doesn't have to sack it until after the shuffle effect, because the shuffle effect is a part of the same card as the destroy, or put the permanent on top of the library effect. Okay, that's fine. He's at 4. And so I can kill him with Banefire next turn, assuming he gains no life. Fingers crossed. Or also assuming he doesn't destroy my lands? I guess if he destroyed 2 of my lands, he would be able to counter it. Though he'd have to destroy 2 of my lands and then also... wait, if he destroyed 2 of my lands, it wouldn't be enough. Right. Okay. If he destroyed 1 of my lands, he would be able to counter it. So, yeah. But he'd have to destroy a land and have enough mana for a counterspell, which seems unlikely. Sakura Tribe Elder. Though possible, if he had, like, Sinkhole and Negate. Interesting. What does this do? Exile target creature from a graveyard. He has to tap it to do that. So unless he's gonna untap his Deathrite Shaman, he now loses the game. I totally forgot that he... Search for Tomorrow. Interesting. I totally forgot that he had that Deathrite Shaman. Would have meant that I lost. Or, not lost, but I wouldn't be able to defeat him next turn. But now for sure, he's dead. Search for Tomorrow, sorcery, yeah. And he's ditching a Cultivate and a Forest. Wait, why would you play Search for Tomorrow and not a Cultivate? I guess having the land in your hand isn't valuable. Yeah, okay. So let's Banefire first, before any other such nonsense. For X equals 5, can't be countered, can't be prevented. And I win! Okay, so dirtly controlled decks tend to lose against aggressive decks sometimes, maybe? He had actually a pretty sweet reanimation thing going. I don't know how many reanimate spells he really had, though. It was just the animate dead and the reanimate, as far as I could tell. But anyway, got my 50 play points, so that almost pays for the last event and this one, but not quite. But it's okay, I still have more play points, and I had a lot of fun. So, if you enjoyed this, please come back and watch another. Please, pretty please. You don't even have to like the videos. I mean, like, it'd be nice if you liked them, but not that you clicked the like button. I mean, I guess that would also be nice, but I don't care about that at the moment. Maybe someday I will. But for now, it would just be really nice if, like, anyone at all in the world was enjoying this. In addition to myself, because I'm certainly enjoying this. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling, and just want to thank you, because if you're hearing this, then you've watched this video, and that's more than I would have ever expected anyone to do. And yeah, feel free to leave comments on misplays or really deck building tips. I'm clearly not super proficient at this. Like in normal limited formats, I'm competent enough, but cubes have such a long history of cards in them that I'm not that super familiar with. I'm gonna stop saying super that much, but yeah, so it makes it kind of hard. But I'm trying my best, and it kind of paid off this time, I guess. So, thanks again, and have a good one, everyone.